It didn't take me long to become a fan of Godtear. This is a miniature-based skirmish game where you have war bands. The tears from the gods fell from the sky, crystallized. They have magical properties. And various war bands and various champions in this dying world where the tears have fallen literally from the sky, from heaven, are fighting to acquire them because the tears give you the magical energy, godlike power. So there's an interesting narrative. And there's various war bands. You can play 1, 2, or 3. It's a card-based mechanic where you move and then you play abilities on cards. It's also dice-based. So one of the things I like right away is the fact that you have a nice mix. You have a really nice mix of the players that are like, Mage Knight is the bomb because you control everything. It's like a mathematical equation. Godtear's got a little bit of that because here's your war bands, here's the powers, here's the cards they can use. What is the optimal time to use it? And as you use certain cards, you flip them and you have certain abilities and certain powers and certain combos. So you've got that mathematical puzzle. But at the same time, when you attack and utilize things, you roll the dice. And I love rolling the dice because you never know what's going to happen. And of course, for those of us who like a middle way, you have ways to modify the dice, to change the dice based on certain powers and add some dice and take away some dice and utilize that. So from that perspective, the game is absolutely fantastic to play. But the number one mechanic, and this is the mechanic I wanted to talk about because one of the vlogs I posted this morning highlighted it, and I think it's fantastic in terms of skirmish-based games. And it just shows that if you're building a game from the ground up, if you're going to make a new skirmish-based miniatures game, then let's eliminate all the stuff that makes skirmish-based miniature games not fun. We don't need to have it based on kind of this legacy DNA game mechanics. Be bold. And Godtear is certainly bold. And in my opinion, eliminated the number one thing that skirmish-based gamers dislike, or what I disliked. So in a skirmish-based game, it is a war game, but you have a smaller pool of models, a smaller war band. Maybe I have a commander and 10 soldiers and maybe a tank. In Godtear, I have 1 to 3 war bands, each war band consisting of a champion and 5 or 6 followers. You've got a small model count. Any losses you take are really, really big. If you lose your commander, your tank, your main piece, it's really, really a problem. And this represents the fact that it is small model count. The trade-off is it plays fast. You don't need a huge wargaming commitment, and it's highly portable. Godtear has taken the best in that it plays fast. You've got multiple war bands. It's got a small footprint, and it's very engaging. And they eliminated the idea of player elimination. So when you take losses, every turn, you can activate a champion, you can activate followers, and they can take a number of actions depending on the phase. So you have to decide, okay, it's the movement phase. I can do these 3 things. What am I going to do? When you get and suffer losses with your champion, you can bring back followers. You can spend a phase of the game bringing back followers. Likewise, if your champion gets killed, they don't get killed, they get knocked out, you can spend actions to bring them back. So you're never truly eliminated. You're never truly eliminated. So just what's the point then, right? Where's the danger in being knocked out? Just like run forward and who cares if you get knocked out, you come back. Well, here's how they've balanced it. Losses go into the scoring system. So depending on the type of warband, if you kill one of my followers, you get a point or 2 points. And then at the end of the turn, whoever has the most points wins the round. Well, that makes taking losses a problem. So I have to be very conservative and I have to be very tactical. But if I do take losses for whatever reason, I can bring myself back and I'm knocked out of the game, but it costs me an economy of actions for that turn. I bring back followers, that means I can't do something else that turn. It's just not free. Likewise, a champion's very powerful. You want to be utilizing all their abilities at every turn. If I get knocked out, You get points for knocking out my champion, significant number of points. I can come back, but that is, for that turn, robbing me of other potential actions. That's really interesting. And this leads to the synergy in the game. Fantastic with how it plays, because it's the first skirmish-based system that I know of. And certainly I don't know every system. And if I'm wrong, I'd love to know other wargaming systems like this, because I'd be curious to see their rules. Godtear is the first where you are never truly knocked out. The game is never truly over to the last turn. So it's not like turn one, I made a mistake, or you got lucky with the dice and you killed 7 of my models, and it's like, I can't win. I mean, never say never. Play to the end. But now I can't win. We're at that point in the game. It's impossible. What do? Godtear eliminates that deficiency. You're always in the game. But it's resource management. Resource management through the dice, resource management through the cards. I don't know of any other game that has that. But I'm hoping as new systems come out, that game design doesn't look at these legacy systems, these legacy D6, you go, I go, traditional wargaming systems. It's easy to put something like that together. That DNA, that formula is out there, and it's solid. But breaking from that, so much has happened in terms of game design and how it operates. You look at Godtear. It's been developed from the ground up, fantastic system. I would love to see the system ported out to other systems, although I do want more Godtear. I do want more war bands, absolutely. But it's a very, very intriguing system, and I think it represents well this idea, let's do something modern. Let's take a skirmish-based game, leverage the best of it, and the pieces that are not good, how do we, forget about fixing them, how do we just eliminate them?